the most surveilled place on Earth. Literally, the Gaza fence is probably the most surveilled area of the planet. Israel's Gaza wall footage disappearing, quote unquote, is yet another reminder that they know exactly what they're doing. Conveniently, at the end of last year, when senior officials tried to access the security footage of the wall that barricades the Gaza Strip, it suspiciously disappeared from the database. There are conflicting reports as to whether officials permanently deleted these files or just restricted them to senior government officials. Israelis have also provided reports of audio communications being interfered with, so they are no longer decipherable. So it's not just that the videos have gone missing, but on top of that, the audio files are now indecipherable. Here's from another quote from the Cradle, says senior officers in the reserves commented that an invisible hand, quote unquote, had deleted videos from the various military surveillance cameras showing the events of that day. Unsurprisingly, Israeli military officials denied this. They told Israeli news site Walla, who broke the revelations, that the videos had simply been blocked to unauthorized people. But here's the thing. Even if that were true, first of all, that doesn't explain the audio tapes becoming indecipherable. But secondly, if this shows what Israel says it shows, right? Just Hamas coming in, killing everyone, IDF not killing anyone, just Hamas killing everyone. If that's what it showed, wouldn't Israel want that video footage everywhere? Because that would prove to the world that what they're saying is true. Now, again, I don't know if there's people out there saying Hamas didn't kill anyone on October 7th, but that is not what I'm saying. I absolutely, and I think most people know, Hamas killed a lot of people on October 7th. But IDF and security forces also killed a lot of people on October 7th due to the Hannibal Directive. Separately, the outlet noted how someone appeared to have interfered with the audio communications recordings of the day. The officials noted that some had, quote unquote, disappeared or may have been transferred to another location, but that it meant they were unable to hear. The senior officers suggested that someone decided to transfer or delete them so that no one will hear them. IDF officials didn't comment on these allegations relating to the audio recordings at the time. In other words, it looks like some Netanyahu government heavyweight got rid of these deliberately. But long story short, what exactly is Israel hiding? Israel deployed Apache helicopters. Witness testimony said that Apaches came, fired all of their ammunition, which God knows how many thousands of rounds an Apache helicopter holds, flew back, re-upped multiple times, and came and fired all their ammunition again. Witnesses who were taken hostage and then released, one of them, even though she's pro-Israel and everything, she was trying to support Israel in her comments, but she said that while she was being taken hostage, an IDF Apache helicopter came, shot on their car, murdered everyone except for her. So she was alive, got out of the car, and then other Hamas fighters came and grabbed her a second time. But her point was that the IDF had came and killed everyone, and guess who else was in that car with her? Other hostages. So this is a pro-Israel, Israeli hostage, former hostage, who says that Israel came and killed other hostages. We have multiple eyewitness testimonies like this. Ultimately, this led to Israeli soldiers indiscriminately shooting at over 70 vehicles. The Israeli military does not deny that report. Obviously, if these vehicles were headed towards the border, you would expect that the security footage picked up at least some of them. In other words, maybe what they're hiding is that the IDF doesn't want you to see that footage of them firing on innocent civilians. So the best case scenario is that Israel just doesn't want you to see them firing on their own people. But it's possibly quite more than that. It's possibly also the fact that Hamas breaks through this border fence and no Israeli forces show up for hours. The most surveilled, most protected, most alarmed, like alarm systems border in the world. And Israel just decided to sit around and see what would happen for a few hours after the breakout. Just to break things up here and give you a little laugh, let's just show you how much ahead of his time George Carlin was. Here's a short George Carlin clip. Notice what he says about Israelis.
Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that. The CIA doesn't kill anybody anymore. They neutralize people. Or they depopulate the area. The government doesn't lie, it engages in disinformation. The Pentagon actually measures nuclear radiation in something they call sunshine units. Israeli murderers are called commandos. Arab commandos are called terrorists. Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that part of it to us, do they? Never mention that part of it. And
So there's a little George Carlin, always getting it right. Israeli fighters are called commandos. Arab fighters are called terrorists. Yep, exactly. Don't fall for all the terminology tricks.